The answer to generating new ideas and thinking creatively lies in your ability to use creative thinking. If you struggle to come up with new ideas, you'll be happy to know that creative thinking ability can be strengthened with practice. Welcome to our Insight Chat session, which is about looking inside a topic of interest to our professional and personal growth. Today, we will run through creativity in overcoming a crisis with our guest, Dr. Alex Au. Dr. Au has more than 21 years of extensive training and consulting experience in designing and developing courses in the field of creativity and innovative thinking, human resource development, and competency learning. He's the author of two books, One to Stay Ahead, How to Create a Creative Thinking Organization, and Edward De Bono Methods Application in Malaysian Context. Now, Dr. Au, let's start with a question on what exactly is creative thinking?
Creative thinking is about you looking at something in a new way. Sometimes people call it thinking outside the box. In this sense, it's also known as lateral thinking, or the ability to perceive patterns that are not obvious as normal.
I'm sure many people will be asking this question. Why is creative thinking skills difficult? Strangely, when we need to be creative the most, we hit a wall.
Some people are naturally more creative than others. We all have conscious need for creative thinking. It's because our brains naturally tend to fall into certain shortcuts, or we call it patterns. When we have a piece of information, we tend to use it again and again. In this way, we learn, we form what we call a habit. Obviously, this has served us well with big advantages. For example, it means that we don't have to learn how to tie up our shoelace all the time, or keeping learning how to drive our cars. However, we face some of its advantages when we go into autopilot without stopping to think about what we do, see or say regularly. Hence, we need to put in little effort to think creatively. We need to have a conscious mind to make effort, even though it's one of our natural thinking abilities.
Based on the idea just now that we are all born with creative thinking abilities, how can we make the most of it in connecting creative thinking with problem solving?
Creative people are able to find new ways to meet challenges, solve problems, and carry out tasks. It is common for them to devise a fresh and sometimes novel perspective to their work. This way of thinking can bring more productive directions to people and organizations. Creative problem solvers are extremely valuable to any company.
With regards to organizations, one hot topic discussed nowadays is innovation. How would you describe both terms of creative problem solving and innovation?
Creative problem solving stands out as innovative. A creative problem solver would identify and implement new solutions instead of relying to the norm. Creative thinking and problem solving on your part brings about brainstorming new ways to cut energy use or savings, bring new ways to trim costs during a budget crisis, or adopt a unique litigation defense for a client, for example.
Extending from that, what are the typical times to use creative thinking techniques?
Typical examples of the times when you use creative thinking techniques, like facing a major problem or issue or crisis, and it's preventing you from seeing an obvious way forward. Or at times of change, it's hard to see what might lies ahead, and you want to think about possible scenarios. A lot of disagreements about what needs to happen now or next, but no compromise seems possible without a lot of effort. Or sometimes looking forward to something new and it hasn't been tried before, but you are not sure what is it about. On occasion like this, in particular our current situation in COVID-19 crisis, It may be worth for you to do some formal creative thinking and problem solving training. It's useful to have a trained facilitator to help to get the most of a creative thinking and innovation session.
It would be interesting to know what are the usual outcomes of a creative thinking and problem-solving session. So, what examples can fall under this category?
Typical outcomes of applying creative thinking techniques to come up with solutions to solve problems may include some of this, like problem solving at a staff meeting to set a business strategy for the next year, or brainstorming ways to get employees to stay longer with your company, coming up with new procedures to improve quality and reduce production wastage, or devising a more efficient way to process travel and expenses reimbursements, or even structuring a new performance incentive scheme to improve staff productivity, restructuring a filing system or for easier retrieval of information for the office staff, suggesting new ways of communication to alleviate team and personal conflicts, or even suggesting a way to improve customer service and retain loyal clients, and embracing new opportunities and trying new things to solve existing problems in our ends. So in summary, it's worth challenging yourself to brush up your creative thinking and problem-solving skill. It can lead to finding innovation in facing something you find difficult, or do it for a positive effect it will have on your thinking.
As you have heard from Dr. Alex Au just now, creative thinking and problem solving and innovation are all within our reach, every one of you and I. To know more about creative thinking and how it can help you in innovation, reach out to us in IRS Training. We are here to work with you to develop your professional and personal potential. Let's grow together.